Whistleblower leaks. Yu Menglong was verbally abused with 3 of the most vile words imaginable. But that's just the beginning. The dramas he starred in right before his passing share a series of chilling coincidences that are hard to ignore. Now, the fire from Yu Menglong's case has unexpectedly spread to the doorstep of Taiwanese actress Rainie Yang. The man the entire internet is hunting manager Qiang is allegedly hiding inside Rainie's luxury mansion. Meanwhile, the person accused of paving the way for this escape route? None other than her husband, Ronghao. On another front, Jackson Yi has finally addressed that bizarre stone-stacking livestream, but his explanation only raised more red flags. At the same time, a forensic profile from the US has suddenly surfaced, directly challenging the official government reports. Hey guys, Sean's back. First of all, Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating. I hope your holidays are filled with double the joy. Drop a comment below, where are you celebrating and who are you with? I hope you're all spending this time with the ones you love most. But unfortunately, behind the festive glow of the Christmas lights, there's a dark mystery being swept under the rug. While the world celebrates in peace, a high-stakes escape is allegedly unfolding behind the closed doors of a Taiwanese diva's luxury mansion. Are Rainie Yang and Ronghao shielding a fugitive, or are they caught in the same deadly vortex? Today, we're exposing this cross-strait network of dark secrets and blood-stained ties. Because you never know how deep this hole goes.
睽睽之下，于朦胧不察，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
In the wake of Yu Menglong's death, his manager, Qiang, reportedly went underground using the alias Du Yicheng and is rumored to have fled to Taiwan. Latest rumors suggest he's been laying low at Rainie Yang's place. It didn't take long for eagle-eyed netizens to point out that her husband, Ronghao, owns a property in Beijing's Yangguang Shandong community, located in the Qiao district. This is the exact same residential complex where Yu Menglong passed away, making it the primary crime scene. Just recently, Rainie Yang caught everyone's attention when she suddenly reached out to her fans, crying out about how much she missed Taiwan. She is reportedly preparing to head back to Taiwan for the new year. This has led many to wonder, did she and Ronghao hear something they weren't supposed to hear on that fateful night? Is her sudden return to Taiwan an attempt to escape the fallout? But here's the kicker. Netizens recently uncovered that the couple shares a deep, long-standing connection with Qiang. It turns out Qiang used to be Ronghao's manager. In fact, their collaboration dates back to 2017, with Qiang working closely on Li's hits like Quit Smoking and I Wish You Happiness. That same year, Qiang also served as the assistant music producer for Rainie Yang's track 1001 Wishes. The internet is absolutely losing its mind right now. People are questioning if the bond between these three is strictly professional or if there's a much deeper personal connection involved. Sharp-eyed netizens have pointed out a suspicious overlap. The exact moment Rainie Yang headed back to Taiwan perfectly aligns with the rumored timeline of Qiang's escape abroad. Some are even boldly speculating that Qiang has already slipped into Taiwan and is using Rainie's mansion as a safe house. But it gets even darker. Netizens are looking back at the track record of artists managed by Qiang. Qiao passed away in 2016. The warrior monk Feng died in a car crash in 2024, and now Yu Menglong's tragic fall in 2025. This has everyone asking, how is Ronghao the only one who came out of this unscathed? Is it because of his powerful connections? Or is he untouchable simply because he married a Taiwanese star, making the authorities think twice before making a move? Of course, at this stage, this is all just speculation from the online community. There hasn't been any official confirmation from the authorities yet. Even Rainie Yang's recent stage performance, specifically a series of somersaults during her concert, has been scrutinized by some. Certain netizens are interpreting the move as a cryptic signal, perhaps even a coded message that she herself is in grave danger. Now, is this just a massive reach? Or could it actually be a cry for help? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know your theories in the comments below.
回馈之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
Now that we've covered the situation in Taiwan, let's shift our focus back to mainland China. You guys remember Jackson Yee's infamous stone piling live stream, right? It happened just 7 days after Yu Menglong's death. Throughout the entire stream, he didn't say a single word. He just sat there, sighing and piling up stones. At the time, everyone thought it was incredibly bizarre. Some saw it as a silent tribute to Yu Menglong, while others suspected it was some kind of occult ritual or a sign that he was under immense pressure. Well, in a recent exclusive magazine interview, Jackson Yee finally addressed the mystery. He claimed the live stream was an impromptu plan after his concert. Since he hadn't gone live in 8 years, he said he wanted a different way to engage with his fans and chose stone piling as a form of static expression. He insisted that it had absolutely nothing to do with trending topics or any political undertones. According to him, it was purely a way to process his own emotions while providing a sense of quiet companionship for his fans. He also made a point to mention Yu Menglong, sharing that his passing had a profound impact on both him and the fans. It was a wake-up call that led him to prioritize mental health and a more balanced work rhythm. But these words did nothing to silence the doubters. Many netizens feel his explanation was way too textbook. Specifically, his use of the term mental health is being seen as a subtle nod to the official government narrative that Yu Menglong died by suicide due to depression or an alcohol-related accident. People suspect this is just a calculated move to help the authorities sweep the truth under the rug. People have started digging up footage from his Bird Lore concert tour back in August and September, and what they found is chilling. The shows were packed with elements resembling sacrificial ritual dances. His performance was beyond bizarre. At one point, his studio even asked fans to bring actual soil into the concert venue. With all these bizarre occurrences combined, it's becoming harder and harder for people to buy the static expression excuse. Instead, that stone piling live stream looks much more like a ritual in progress. On top of that, investigators digging deeper into his inner circle have uncovered a close connection between Jackson Yee and a high-profile figure named Yi Shu, a man he reportedly addresses as Lao Ju, or Ninth Uncle. This powerful figure is the same person that the late actor Qiao, all the way back in 2010, publicly called out as his arch-nemesis and rival. No matter how you look at it, this web of interconnected events is anything but simple.
回馈之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
There's an expert out there who identifies as a forensic profiler. Let's call him Mr. LA. He is reportedly a specialist from the American College of Forensic Examiners International in Massachusetts. Through a viewer, he sent over a detailed analysis of Yu Menglong's case to content creator Li Dayu. Even though this profile is based on public information, his logic is incredibly airtight, and it directly challenges the claims that the case was closed way too prematurely. First, regarding the staging of the crime scene, Mr. LA introduced a concept known as staging and manipulation. He argues that if the body's position is a significant distance from any building, this suggests that the individual was forcefully pushed rather than simply falling on their own. Even more crucial is the fact that perpetrators often try to cover their tracks by posing the body or scrubbing the crime scene clean. However, he points out a paradox. The longer a killer lingers at the scene and the harder they try to sanitize it, the more traces they actually leave behind. Second, there's the likelihood that the perpetrator was someone close to him. Drawing from his experience in US law enforcement, Mr. LA notes that most killers who actually take the time to stop and clean up the crime scene are people the victim knew, often an intimate partner or someone living in the same residence. Because only someone with a deep personal connection to the crime scene would risk spending that much time cleaning up, A stranger would have fled the moment it was over. Third, he points to a massive gap in procedure. Mr. LA is questioning whether forensic photography was properly documented, if a second independent autopsy was performed, and if blood samples were taken for an independent toxicology report. These are international standard procedures, especially in a case with such massive public scrutiny. But what did we get instead? The authorities were remarkably quick to rule it an accident. This lack of transparency, in the eyes of any professional, is the biggest red flag of all.
睽睽之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
What if this wasn't just a simple cover-up? What if there's a far more sinister motive lurking beneath the surface? Recently, a live stream from another influencer, the warrior monk Feng, resurfaced following his death. Feng passed away under mysterious circumstances in a car accident back in August 2024. In one of his final broadcasts, he shared something truly bone-chilling. He mentioned that someone had left a comment praising him, but they weren't complimenting his eyes or his nose. Instead, they said his skull was perfect. He admitted that the moment he read those words, a cold shiver ran down his spine. He was terrified to his very core. Someone even went as far as saying that once he passed away, they wanted to keep his skull as a souvenir. Netizens have started linking this to a human body specimen on display at Beijing's 798 Art District, which appears to be frozen in a martial arts pose. The resemblance to Feng is uncanny. Some claim that even the intricate patterns of the nerves and blood vessels are an exact match. Looking back at Yu Menglong, his drama titles and their endings now feel like a grim countdown to his death. It started with Eternal Love in 2017, followed by The Love Lasts Two Minds in 2020, then Yisan Yan Yu in 2024, leading all the way to Lin Jiang Xian in 2025. Netizens have pointed out that the pronunciations of Lin and Ling are incredibly similar. When you take the first character from each of these drama titles and string them together, they read 3, 2, 1, soul. Even the roles Yu Menglong played seem to follow a prophetic timeline, starting as a high deity in Eternal Love, shifting to a half-human, half-deity in The Love Lasts Two Minds, and culminating in that brutal scene in Yisan Yan Yu where his character's core is ripped out. To top it off, netizens are now interpreting the title Lin Jiang Xian as Ni Jiang Xian, or you are about to become an immortal spirit. When it comes to the drama Yi San Yan Yu, netizens suspect it was more than just a role. It looked like a Jubentia scripted murder mystery designed specifically for him. When filming wrapped, they even held a Tang Dynasty-style wedding ceremony for him, a ritual often used to appease the souls of those who die unmarried. Looking back, Yu Menglong seemed hauntingly somber on set. Did he sense something even then? This doesn't feel like a series of coincidences. It feels like a cruel game played by the elite in the entertainment industry, a world hidden from the public eye. Beyond the external suspicions, the way Yu Menglong was treated within his own agency before his passing has recently been exposed by a fearless Chinese blogger known as Shi Laoshi. In his quest to speak the truth for Yu Menglong, his account has been repeatedly censored and restricted, yet he continues to leak information that is absolutely staggering. According to his account, Yu Menglong's days at EE Media were nothing short of miserable. High-ranking executives reportedly pointed right at his face, berating him as a useless liability. They mocked him, saying that even with top-tier resources handed to him on a silver platter, he still didn't have what it took to make it. They even went as far as questioning what was actually going through his head. And then there's this big sister figure that was mentioned. Netizens have identified one of these figures as Tian Harong, while the other is an actress surnamed Li, whose name includes the character Di, meaning butterfly, because he turned down those so-called resources, and I think we all know exactly what that implies in the entertainment world. Yu Menglong's upcoming projects were immediately handed off to other artists. This explains why, even after releasing an album later on, he was intentionally suppressed and restricted to niche costume dramas with very little reach. Yet, even that wasn't enough to save him from his tragic end. These details paint a devastating picture. Yu Menglong didn't just die from a fall that night. Long before that, he was being mentally dismantled piece by piece, a slow, agonizing torture by a blood-sucking agency and a corrupted industry that had already drained him of everything. Finally, we have to address the elephant in the room. Why is almost everyone in the industry choosing to stay silent? Renowned critic Song Zud recently dropped a bombshell. The great winter of the Chinese entertainment industry has only just begun. According to producers, the most common phrase being tossed around right now is, "Just getting on a film set is a win." What does that actually mean? It means just landing a role is a luxury. Now you don't get the privilege of being picky. Song Zud revealed that currently, the vast majority of directors and actors haven't even stepped foot on a set in 5 or 6 years. The days of 5-star hotels and first-class flights are a thing of the past, and they aren't coming back. For most actors, the pay has become insultingly low. They spend months on a single project, only to walk away with 20 to 30,000 yuan pittance that's often less than what a waiter or a factory worker earns. In this cutthroat, impoverished environment, if you want a seat at the table, you only have 3 options. You're an insider, you're a master at sucking up to the elite, or you submit to the unspoken rules of the industry. This is why someone clean, who refused to go with the flow, someone like Yu Menglong, was treated like an outcast, and ultimately paid with his life. Meanwhile, everyone else stays silent or takes sides just to survive. In Yu Menglong's case, it's clear the authorities want this to just go away. They want us to forget. But as long as there are people still talking, still demanding answers, the truth will never be fully buried. An expert named L.A. once said something that truly resonated with me. He said that in China, people lack the freedom of speech and are forced to accept whatever truth the authorities hand down to them. But now, we are witnessing people everywhere resisting this deception in their own way. As for whether Qiang is truly hiding in Taiwan, and what roles Yang Chenglin and Ronghao actually played in all of this, we will continue to dig and keep a close eye on it. Thank you for watching until the very end, and Merry Christmas to those celebrating. If you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.